Good morning to our viewers home and abroad. This is Geeky Nigeria and welcome. And today we have a guest for you by the name of Heba Hamzat. Today we'll be speaking to her. She's a first class graduate, and we'll be speaking to her about her struggles and how she came out on top of her class. Welcome to Geeky Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. For good content and publications, visit geeky.com.ng. So as we get into this interview, I hope you stay with us and get to the end of this interview to learn more about her life and how she did things. Thank you guys for joining us, and I'm your host, Honora Linda. So let's begin. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Heba Hamzat. I'm a recent graduate from the Department of Biomedical Engineering, University of Ilorin. Thank you.
Okay, can you tell us about your background, your educational background from your primary to secondary school, and tell us what motivated you to do the course you read?
Okay, I started my primary education at Longfield Age Nursery and Primary School, Ibadan. Then I proceeded to Federal Government Girls College, Oyo, for my secondary school education. I graduated in 2017. Then I um wrote the UTME examination in 2017, but I couldn't secure admission due to wrong subject combination. Then I had to try again the next year. That's 2018. It was after I tried again in 2018, I secured admission to study biomedical engineering. What motivated me to study biomedical engineering is the my father's interest in healthcare. Normally, he wanted me to study medicine, but I wasn't interested. I was I've always been interested in engineering, innovation, creating things with my hands. So a family friend who is a professor, Professor Bamdele Oluwade, told me about biomedical engineering. Then I found out it can be a bridge between my father's medical dream and my engineering, my passion for engineering. So I decided to combine both together.
Hmm. Wow, that's a very good way to be motivated. So, tell us, what is biomedical engineering?
Okay, biomedical engineering is the application of engineering principles to solve healthcare and medical related problems.
Okay, so can you give us like a practical example? Like, break it down for us to understand. Like, is it like they do drugs, they make the drugs we take, or what they use for surgery, or what exactly is the applications?
Okay, application of biomedical engineering is virtually in every health care, every sector of healthcare. For example, the let's say the knee support we use, the wrist support we use in like for people that have injury or fracture dislocation, biomedical engineers are in charge. The even down to the syringe we use to give injection, biomedical engineers are in charge. Then let me give this scenario. Um, even the hospital bed, biomedical engineers are in charge because we cannot just give the building or development of an hospital bed to just anyhow person. For a biomedical engineer, we'll consider ergonomics, we'll consider the um tensile strength and everything just to make life comfortable for everybody.
Wow, that's good to know. We hear about medicine, we hear about accounting, we hear about surgeons and stuff like that. It's good to know that you biomedical engineers are literally like the brain behind these things, these medical applications that happen. So does it mean that you guys work together with the doctors, or you work with the administrators in the hospitals?
Yes, we work together with the doctors, we work together with the pharmacists, we work together with every health practitioner. For example, for the doctors, the doctor performs the surgery, but the instruments the doctor will use to perform the surgery, a biomedical engineer must have produced and developed the instruments. For the medical lab scientists, the equipment and machines they use in their laboratories, like the centrifuge, yes, a biomedical engineer produces and develops the centrifuge, and so on.
Wow. I mean, I'm learning this for the first time. I usually just think there's a company somewhere, maybe in China, producing all these things. And I didn't know that there are, medical steps or stuff like this that is, I didn't know there was so much thought put into these instruments that are used in the hospital. I'm learning that for the first time. So I want to know, how was it like in school? How was it like doing biomedical um engineering? And was it the time the professor told you about it? Was that the first time you heard about it?
Okay, studying biomedical engineer in the university was interesting and fascinating because unlike other engineering fields, we move around different fields. Like we take courses in health sciences, biological sciences, mechanical engineering, and even electrical engineering. The field is just unique. Unlike other engineering fields, we do mostly calculations. They do mostly calculations in other engineering fields. But for biomedical engineering, today a biomedical engineering student can be studying anatomy. Then the next day you see us, we are doing electronics, machine, thermodynamics, and what it was. It can be challenging, but that was what made it interesting actually. It was the first time I heard about it. It was when the professor told me about it. That was the first time I heard about it actually.
Mm. So now what you're saying is that you can think of an instrument right now that you feel like is going to be beneficial in the healthcare sector, and you go to do to make it.
Yes, yes. My final year undergraduate project was a redesign of the normal traditional mobility aids we see people use on by the roadside. Those people living with disabilities.
Mm.
So my partner and I, we added some beneficial features to the traditional mobility aid. For example, you notice most times those people, they have to put their hands in their footwears to propel themselves. We and that particular act brings about, it exposes them to germs and bacteria and even strains in their shoulders, their hands, and their back. So we made it a motorized device, and we also added collision prevention mechanism so that whenever they are about to come in contact with any obstacle, it's going to give a sign or signal to them that there is an obstacle in front of them. Also, we made it um one with adjustable height, like in case they want to pick something from elevated surfaces like tables, or they want to move between chairs like without any support, they can do that themselves.
Okay, I was asking, I just wanted to know, you talked about your project and how you were trying to aid, mobility for those disabled people we see on street. So, what are the processes to make these tools that are used in healthcare? What are the processes? Like I just say now, I'm thinking of, a very useful instrument that can easily detect, the cause of eye problem. So what are the processes that needs to be done to get to that point of finally getting a final project, a final product for what I want to do?
Okay, first you need to study the eye itself. Like you need to know about the eye because the eye has different parts. Like we have the iris, the retina, and all that. So when we want to create any device or develop any device, we have to consider the effects that device can have on the organ, because there are some organs that are so delicate. There are some organs that are so delicate, and you wouldn't want to create a device that would affect the organ. So you'll read about the organ or part of the body first. After that, you do research about existing solutions. Yes. After doing your research about the existing solution, you find ways, how will I put it? After doing research about existing solution, you look at the modifications you can do to those existing solutions. Because if there's an existing solution already, there's no need to be repeating innovation. After finding the modification you can do to the existing solution, you consult, you actually look for the best method to come about such device, because we have different manufacturing process. It's like we have additive manufacturing, we have just metal welding and all of that. Then after getting the method you want to use to produce the device. In biomedical engineering, we consider ergonomics, how comfortable the users will be while using the device. Then, after considering your ergonomics, you start manufacturing. For some devices, you need to do some tests like impact test and all of that. Then
Mm.
you start manufacturing your device.
Okay, so you said you don't need to repeat an existing innovation. So does that mean like if there's an innovation that needs upgrading, you can't work on it because it's already existing?
No, you can actually upgrade solutions, but like what I mean is doing the same thing. Someone has done it before,
Mhm.
doing the same thing, exactly the same thing.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. So you tell me about your first class. How did you get that? What are the
Okay.
strategies you employed to get it?
Okay. Anyway, first class wasn't so easy. First we have the God factor. Then after that, whenever I want to study, every day I make sure my notes are up to date. I attend classes. I ensure not to miss any class. I write notes in class. I write notes in class. I also meet my mates and lecturers who understand things better than I do whenever I have issues with any course or any topic. Then I don't start preparing late. I start preparing very early for tests and exams. And one thing is I discovered myself very early. I know what works for me and what doesn't.
Okay, speaking about the things that work for you, what are those things that you did that worked for you, that got you in that first class bracket?
Okay, for example, in the university, most people go for night classes. They go to class to read at night. I know that does not work for me. I know at night, for my brain to settle, for me to be energized the next day, I have to sleep at night. So I don't joke with my night sleep. Also, I eat good food. Yeah, I think good food, eating good food was one of those things that helped me. Then I outsourced a lot of things. And actually, my final year was really stressful. So washing clothes, feeding, I actually outsourced those things.
Well, honestly speaking, like when it comes to the food part, I agree with you 100 because you have to eat to read. Like if you're so hungry, you
Yeah.
can't concentrate. I think people, and I'm so glad you brought it up, because a lot of people would say, "Oh, this that," they never understand the importance food play for your brain, especially if you're taking foods that develop your brain. You get, and I've noticed that a lot of first class that we've interviewed on our platform have always said they didn't go for night classes. So it just shows that when the brain is stressed and you keep going night classes, then have morning classes, you won't be able to understand anything because your brain is stressed out. So I really hope our audience going at do what works for you, but it's important to give that brain the boost it needs, the rest it needs, the food it needs. So I'm happy you touched on that, especially when it comes to the food, because a lot of people don't understand that you need to eat to learn. So like, how would you say your school life was? How were you able to balance schooling and other extra curriculum activities?
Okay, I set priorities, like I gave priority to each activity. For example, in my final year, I was the vice president of my faculty student association. I held another post in the National Society of Black Engineers in Learning chapter. I did a lot of volunteering responsibilities. I also had my final year project and academics. So first I do scale of preference, like what what activity, what task is very important right now. Every month, that's what I do every morning. Okay, I know I have to attend my classes. That's my top post priority. That's the main reason why I'm in school. Then I check if there's any meeting for the faculty student association. If there's any meeting that day, I check that. Then I check for other responsibilities too. I arrange them in order of priority. Also, whenever I'm not going to be chanced, I I inform those people, the stakeholders in any of the association. I inform them early enough. Oh, I have a class by this time. I will not be able to attend this meeting. Oh, I have an assignment. I will not be able to do this task. I will not be, and I, if there are tasks I can give to other people to help. which I give to other people to help me with. Then I just check and see if they actually did it well.
That sounds like the perfect plan. So, was there, apart from the vice president and the volunteering and all those things you did, were there, social groups that you were in? Were there times, took out of your time to go connect, to go, have fun?
Okay. For me, I think my friends, my colleagues, they call me enjoyment minister because no matter how hard the semester is, every every semester I have a list of places I have to visit, and I say most times I always cover 90% of them, and I always force my mates to even go with me. They wonder how I balance. They wonder how I balance everything together. Because most times I even organize hangouts among my friends and colleagues. I'll just be like, "Oh, we've been reading too much. Everything. The semester has just been going too serious. Let's go out and let's have fun and let's visit this place. This place is nice. Okay, I heard about this place. This they just opened a new restaurant. Let's go and check it out." Because I got to know that those things, they have a positive impact on learning actually. When you're always going to class, just doing academic related things without putting any fun any fun in between, and like the popular these days, all cannot play make Jack a dull boy. So we just have to find a balance between both academics and social life.
It's having fun is another way to unwind and relax, which is good for the brain. So I can see how it boosts someone's brain and helps them, study more and understand their studies more. So I wanted to know if you had any challenges while in school. What was your challenges while you were in school?
Okay. Some of my challenges while I was in school was at, in my first year I didn't really relate with people of like minds. I think I was just a triangular student. I would just come to class, go to my hostel. That was just what I was repeating every day, and I think I had my worst results in that session. It was after I started connecting with people of like minds. There are actually people out there that um you I think we should have you should have people or someone you look forward to becoming like. You should, I don't know how to put it. When in the university, you surely have people doing better than you. Yeah, you should not see them as competition. You should see them as motivation. Like, oh, the so person, I want to. How did you do this? I think those were the mistakes I made. I saw people doing well, but to meet them, to share, to give me tips on how they've been navigating the university system. Though I'm very glad it wasn't late before I discovered that issue. Another challenge I had was accommodation challenge. In my first year, I couldn't get accommodation because I got admission late. So I was coming from somewhere far to the university. Apart from that, um having okay, I think having too many assignments. Sometimes lecturers, yes, lecturers for different courses give us different assignments, and you have to do everything. You have to just do everything.
Well, thank you for that. So, you talked about having to look up to people. So, can you tell me who are your mentors and role models while you're at school? They could be people that were in school, they could be people that were out of school, they could be people in the country, people outside the country. I want to know who were your role models, then who were your mentors, those ones that, motivated you in school and kept you going, during these trial times.
Okay, my role models are my parents because I admire their selflessness and caring attributes. And my mentors are, I have quite a number of them, but let me just say my former HOD, Dr. Yaya, he actually impacted me in so many ways. He supports me, encourages me, motivates me, and he's always looking out for me.
That's good to know. That's good to know. So, I wanted to ask, what's your what project have you ever done, or what project have you been involved with that you're most proud of?
Okay. I would say it's still my final year project because the project was recognized nationally.
Wow.
Is Yes, project was recognized nationally at the Committee of Deans of Engineering and Technology of Nigerian Universities (CODET). They organize annual competition for undergraduate students where they come to present their project. The project was the regional winner. Yeah, the project made us the regional winner and the national second runner up in the group category. So I think that's the project I'm
Wow,
very
that's
much.
great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. Well done. So, can you tell me of a time in school when you were discouraged about, wanting to have that top spot, wanting to have that first class?
Okay, I would say after my first year, yes, I after my first year there were courses I know I read well for, but when the results came out, they were not what I was expecting. So I wanted to give up at that point, but I'm glad I came across people who motivated me to keep going.
And thank God you did, because like the result is this. So I want you to, have your bragging rights. Can you tell us about your first class?
Okay, I graduated from the University of Ilorin with a CGPA of 4.91 out of 5.0, and the CGPA is the highest ever recorded in the Department of Biomedical Engineering, University of Ilorin. It's a
Wow.
record breaking. I did that in style. Like I didn't just graduate, I did that in style.
You graduated in style.
Yes,
I mean, having a 4.91, right? Out of
yes,
4 point or 5.0, it's
yes.
you're like there's no difference between that and being like that's the highest I've had so far. That is so
Wow.
high. Oh my god. Look, congrats. So like
Thank
when did you graduate?
I graduated a week ago,
Wow.
20,
I
22nd
hope
of
you I hope they were popping champagne and stuff like that.
October.
So what do you feel about being a first class? How proud are you of yourself?
I'm really proud of my achievements because I know it's not a small
It's not a small
one.
feat. Yeah.
Yes, not a small feat. And I'm proud I didn't give up. I'm proud I made everyone who believed in me. I'm proud I made them proud. I'm happy did I did it against all odds. Um happy I broke I broke a record, like, even if no one had done it before, I did it.
I don't think anyone has done it before. I think you should be the first in Nigeria, shouldn't you be? I think when it comes to that department, like I'm sure you should be having like various very so you will still have people come to you and say, oh, they want to talk to you about it because I'm very sure this is good. This is the first time. That's almost 5.0. And that's a
Yeah.
very, very wonderful feat to achieve. You're so yeah, you should be very proud of yourself because it's not easy at all. And so I'm wondering, like, what do you intend to do, after getting your first class and graduating? Do you intend to go into lecturing? Do you intend to, do other things?
Okay, I intend to further my studies, to go for graduate studies, majorly in the field of rehabilitation engineering and assistive technology, because I see prospects in that field, considering that in developing countries like Nigeria, there is a need to innovate medical solutions.
Yeah, there is a need to innovate medical solutions. We desperately are in need of that. And I just wanted to know, a lot of people, when I don't know if you got that, but when something is not popular, when you're doing a course that is not popular, people tend to want to minimize or reduce or belittle whatever you're studying. So I wanted to know if that happened to you because I'm very sure many people have never had what biomedical engineering is. So I wanted to know, was there a time you told people about your course and they'll be like, what is that? What are you doing? What are you going to do with that course? So tell me how was that like? What was that experience like if you experienced it?
Okay, I think one of those things that attracted me to the course is the uniqueness. Attracted to pioneering paths rather than conventional routes. When I wanted to pick the finally settle for the course, I got to know that I would have the opportunity to be one of the pioneering biomedical engineers in the country. When I came into the university, I think I forgot to mention that it was one of the challenges. Whenever you even tell your colleagues from other departments that, okay, you're studying biomedical engineering, they're going to be like, what's that one? What's that one? Uh, which one is that one again? We have medicine already. An electrical engineer or a mechanical engineer can conveniently replace you. What do you need biomedical engineering for? I think it was one of those things that actually motivated me to take my academics seriously, just to show people, just to let people know that this department is not a small department.
The way people talk about things they don't understand and they are not even willing to learn is is when you are doing the right thing. Because some people you will say, oh, you're doing biomedical engineering, and they'll be like, what's that? What kind of course is that? Because everybody's used to accounting, medicine,
Yeah,
engineering.
yeah,
Nobody goes for the other unique stuff, because the world is changing and every single course matters now. Every single course now matters. And I'm so glad that you didn't let them discourage you. I'm so glad you didn't let them talk you into not thinking that what you're doing is right. And I'm so glad, most especially, that you proved them wrong. So, I know you've gotten these questions several times, and now, this is an opportunity to talk about it and answer this question for a wider audience. So, what can you do with a certificate as a biomedical engineer?
Okay. With your certificate as a biomedical engineer, you can go into different aspects. For example, we have system bioengineering, we have computational biology and bioinformatics, we have biomechanics, we have rehabilitation engineering, we have clinical engineering, we have medical imaging, yes, medical imaging, we have genetics,
Hmm.
genetic engineering, we have genetic engineering, we have those, I think, though we have other fields, but those are the ones that I can remember.
So, when it comes to Nigeria as a biomedical engineer, where would you say help is needed or innovation is needed, or where would you think urgent need for innovation is needed in healthcare sector of Nigeria?
Urgent need for innovation is needed in all aspects, actually. But for me, I see the most urgent need in rehabilitation engineering, because most times, people living with disabilities, people just keep those kind of people at home. They segregate them, and they don't allow them. Most developed countries, those people still live in the midst of normal people who carry out their daily activities. I feel in Nigeria we need to have innovations that are accessible in that particular field.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. And hopefully one day we get to that point where, we get to not stigmatize people living with disabilities in the country. So, going forward, what are your long term and short term goals?
Okay, my long term and short term goals is to have a foundation that caters for people living with disabilities. And as someone who is going into the system already, I have a biomedical engineering certificate or degree now. So looking forward to providing solutions that caters for the needs of people living with disabilities, any form of disability actually. So my plan is to have a foundation that caters for people living with disabilities.
So I wanted to know, because earlier when I was speaking to you, you said you did some volunteering work. So I wanted to know, what was that volunteering work that you went into? Was it, helping people with disability, or was it just general charity?
That one was general charity. I I organized an outreach in collaboration with the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria in Ilorin chapter. We collaborated. We went to the first girls only secondary school in in Ilorin. Yes, in Ilorin. We went there to give them sanitary pads. I think we shared over 500 sanitary pads at the school. Also, my association, the Nigerian Universities Engineering Students Association, we also did an outreach to Tanke Primary School and Tanke Secondary School, where we gave them learning materials and kits. We also donated a few items to the school. Also, the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, University of Ilorin International Conference. So I volunteered for the first and second edition of the conferences. I think I was in the welfare team. So I also did some other volunteering activities too when I was in the university.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So I just wanted to ask, being a lady, how was it like? Because I can assume that most people would assume that the field of engineering, whether it's biomedical engineering, chemical engineering, biological engineering, people would think is a male-dominated industry. So, as a lady, how are you able to navigate that impression that people have about that? And you being a first class, was there like anytime you felt like, oh, are they doing this to me because I'm a girl or stuff like that? Do you have any challenges because you're a lady?
Yes, I think when I wanted to pick the course, that was the first challenge I had. My parents opposed it, and they were like, would, females are mostly going for medicine, nursing, and similar fields. When I got into the university too, in the faculty, I think we females we are barely 10% of the total population of the whole faculty of the set. So I think those were the things that actually motivated me to be the best and to stand out. And before we graduated, actually, I think from our 300 level, there was the narrative was already changing. People no longer look down on females studying engineering. Oh, and yes, there were times I felt someone's attitude towards me was because I'm a female.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
I think there were many scenarios, so I can't remember what led to those those spaces. I can't remember what led. I can't remember. There are too many things that happened. So
Okay, so I would like you to tell us about the competition that got you your work recognized nationally, and that got you guys winning the regional aspect and coming second in the group aspect. Please, I would like you to elaborate and tell us what the competition was about.
okay, the competition is a competition that is organized by deans of Faculty of Engineering and Technology in Nigerian universities. So the competition is the first stage of the competition is always hosted by each geopolitical zones, like the 7 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Although the southwestern geopolitical zone were divided into two because they have many universities in the southwest region. So from each region there will be a winner in the group stage and the single category. Like the single category means that only one person came to present a project. For group category, you can have as many as 2 to 5 people in that category. So the first stage of the competition, it happened at the Kwara State University for the North Central Zone. Since I was a student of University of Ilorin, and our zone falls under the North Central Zone. So we went to the Kwara State University to partake in the regional competition. That's the first stage. From there, we presented our project. There were representatives of different organizations, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, engineers there to judge the project, because they have to know if the project is a sustainable one, if it is feasible, if it is affordable and cost effective. From there, we came first at the Kwara State University. Then a later date was announced to us for the national competition. That's the final. So we went to Abuja for the final. Then at Abuja, we met people from other universities and geopolitical zones. We competed in the group stage with other universities too, and we came third.
That's very nice. So I was wondering, for you to, come become your group to become second runner up in that competition, I can imagine that you guys came up with a very good innovation. So would you like to share with us what that innovation was?
Okay. Like I said, it's still my undergraduate project we took to the place, and it's a
Okay,
redesign. Yeah, it's a redesign of the traditional mobility aid.
okay. So did you, you know, having seen how well received your project was, do you have any intention of actually realizing it, working to,
Yes,
really realize it?
yes. Currently I applied for a grant at the Royal Academy of Engineering African African Prize Award. So I already applied for that grant. Hopefully it hopefully I win the grant. Also, I'm looking forward to meeting senators in our country to get them for people living with disabilities in their senatorial districts.
I really hope you get what you're looking for. And since it's the good of a lot of, it's going to do a lot of good to the community, to the community and society. I hope it, works out for you. So I wanted to know, seeing how you all went to this competition and you guys exceeded. I exceeded and I mean succeeded. I wanted to know, were there challenges when you guys were going for this competition? What were they, if there were any? Hello?
Hello, I didn't get that.
Oh, okay. I said, seeing that you went to this competition, I wanted to know if there were any challenges before you guys went to the actual competition, and if there is any, what were these competition and these challenges? I mean,
Okay. As at a day to when we'll be traveling for the final competition, our device wasn't working as it should work. So yes, luckily, all thanks to our supervisor, we actually we didn't sleep overnight. We're working on the device to know to discover where the problem was coming from, and all thanks to God, we were able to find a solution to the problem. Though some of our components got burnt, but able to get we were able to find the solution to the problem.
Thank God for that. So I never had a first class, and I like to always ask those ones that did, like, does they actually live up to the hype? Having a first class, is it actually the hype it seems to be?
Yes, it is. But though your additional skills would keep you wherever you are. But I actually believe having a first class will open so many doors for you. Even generally in the world, they should I say a first class graduate is actually rated very high. Though people who graduated with other degrees, other honors, that does not mean that they are not good enough. But there's always this I don't know how to put it. There's always this preference for a first class graduate.
Yeah, because it's not easy to attain. There's always going to be that preference, no matter what. So, I wanted to know, do you did you, while you were in school, did you consult with, okay, you said you were the pioneer, right?
No, no, I was not the first graduate,
Okay, you
but
guys,
my
your set was not
CGPA
the first.
was yeah, my set was not the first.
Okay, so was there any time that seek advice from the class before you, those ones that were doing well in the class before you?
Yes, every session apart from my 100 level, every session I did that. I met seniors for valuable tips and insight to what to expect in the next level.
Okay, so if I want to go into biomedical engineering, what are the things I need to know and do for me to be able to do that course?
Okay, if you want to go into biomedical engineering, first have you need to have the passion for the course, because it can get tough while along the way, but it's the passion that keeps you going. Also, you need to have a good background in biology. Then for University of Learning, you need to so if your HME subject combination has to be mathematics, English, physics and chemistry. But you need to have biology in your O level results. And I think you're good to go.
Okay, even though I know you just graduated last week, as we are, even in a second, things in the world evolves, things in the world changes, things in the world
Sorry, I did not
becomes
get
new.
that.
Okay, I said, even though I know you graduated just last week, as we go, even as we are, by the second, things are being invented, things are changing, the trends of things, can change in a second. So I want to know, how do you intend, or how do you keep up with the new trends of biomedical engineering?
Okay. Um, Checking about medical engineering related sites to see the latest technologies being in use outside the country, because currently in Nigeria, we are not yet at that level, and the prospects for biomedical engineering isn't really here yet. Checking out the latest technologies being in use in developed countries.
Mm, okay. So with the rapid, you know, growth of AI, how do you think AI is going to help, in biomedical? First of all, do you think AI is good to, be involved in what you studied? And if you think so, how do you think it can come of help?
Okay. Sorry. Are you done with the question?
Yes, I am.
Okay. There's virtually everything in the world now needs scale up that sector. In biomedical engineering, we can make our devices and tools smart, like by adding AI, make them smart. For example, the mobility aid. When if AI is added to the mobility aid, it can send messages to the person's family, maybe whenever the person in is approaching a obstacle or something dangerous, can alert their family members. So there are various fields in biomedical engineering. You can apply AI in various fields in biomedical engineering, like bioinformatics, medical imaging. For example, for medical imaging now, we have CT scans, we have MRI, we have ultrasound machines. AI can help to easily detect and diagnose a an organ or tissue in the body that is not normal, like that is abnormal. It can help to differentiate a normal organ from an abnormal one.
Hmm. It's good to know that, because, like, AI comes with its bad and it also comes with its good. So, where do you think that AI is going to be of disadvantage to medical and biomedical engineering?
Mm, one of those aspects that I think AI can be of advantage to biomedical engineers is the reduction in the human resource. Because most of the work that be expected for a human to do, the AI is going to take the place of the engineer. For example, the normal way we for the medical imaging field, before a radiologist or radiographer will be the one to actually check if there are issues in the organ or tissue. But now um, with AI can do that, and those people, it can make them unemployed. And right. Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that I like to ask everyone that have graced our platform that we've interviewed. I wanted to know what you think about this school of thought that is becoming a problem for us these days. A lot of people like to say what that school is calm. Do you understand me? So I wanted to know what do you think about that school of thought? A lot of people want these days, most of the youths are beginning to say, oh, school is calm, school is calm. So, what do you think about that school of thought? What is your opinions about it?
School is not to me. School is not scam. I feel the type of people or environment you associate with, you expose yourself to, actually influences your it influences the way you view things. For example, for me, I always see the positive in anything. I'm always optimistic about anything. I've seen my seniors from this department. I've seen them win scholarships. I've seen them get to different heights, or they never expected they will get to, just because they achieved academic excellence when they were in their undergraduate days. School is not scam. School open doors. Academic excellence is fulfilling, is impressive, and can open various doors and ways you can't even imagine for you. So school is not scam.
I hope everybody watching us right now can understand that school is not scam. In as much as the goal is to come out from school and get a job, a well-paying job. School also, if you go through the process of school, if you go through the process of a university, it teaches you to become your own business person. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you on how to handle life. So hopefully, our
Yeah.
audience and our future readers are going to hear what you're saying today and have a certain change of heart if that's what they think about life. So, for your final question, what would you what is going to be your advice for any of our audience or reader that wants to go into medical engineering? By medical engineering, I mean.
Okay. My advice to anyone who wants to go into biomedical engineering is to be passionate about it, because passion is what, like I said before, passion is what keeps you going, even if there are challenges. Also, so you were saying something.
No, I didn't say anything. I was just listening to you.
Also, anyone who is going to biomedical engineering should have a roadmap of goals and objectives they will want to achieve, because good grades alone won't um won't get you to where you want to get to. You have to have a roadmap of what you want to achieve, what you want to be, who you want to become. Also, from the very first day you get into the system, like that's in university, you should be focused. Yes, you should know what you want to get. You should also they should have a field in biomedical engineering that interests them. So that is that field they will look they will work towards. Is that part they will work towards. Then what else do I want to add? I think that's just a summary of what I would advise anyone who wants to go into biomedical engineering.
Okay. Thank you so much. So what was your last words for our audience out there and our readers?
Okay. I would like to advise or tell everybody, anyone watching this this show, not to give up on their dreams. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve if you set your mind on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Miss Eva. We really enjoyed you today. You were such a delight. Thank you for having us today. Thank you for giving us your words of wisdom. Thank you for sharing your struggles and your victories with us. We really appreciate you coming today. And that's it, everyone. Thank you guys for being with us today. Thank you guys for staying to the end. So, I hope you learned from the things you've had today, and don't be discouraged. Just go for what you want, and let the universe handle the rest. So I still remain Honora Linda, and for your good publication and content, visit geeky.com.ng. Thank you guys for having us. So bye.
All right. Hold on. Hamzat, Heba, not